Why doesn't the child that is safe in a foster home fail to stop lying and stealing?
First of all, we want to look at two things. If a child is failing to stop lying and stealing, we have to take a look at the environment. Lying and stealing are both survival skills. They serve a function, they're communication. What function is this behavior serving? So if the lying and stealing are continuing, it's going to take some reflection of the foster home and saying what in this environment is causing them to feel as though they still need to steal and lie, manipulate, control, and so forth. The second thing to think about is that those behaviors don't go away right away. Rule of thumb is it's going to take 30 to 90 days per year of age a child is with consistent, emotionally available caregiving for that child to begin to build trust. So that what that's going to look like is for a 10-year-old, it's going to take about 300 to 900 days for that child to begin to trust if there's a caregiver that's emotionally available and consistent in their caregiving. I like to think of it as a child that begins to walk. How many steps does a child have to take before it begins to walk? I don't know what the answer is, by the way. It takes a lot, though. For them to become a solid walker is going to take several years. Even if they've walked for several months, they're still pretty fumbled on their feet. When a child comes into our home, if they have learned to lie and steal as survival, they're not going to learn not to the next day. It's going to take hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of positive experiences of safety for them to learn, I don't have to use these anymore. What I see sometimes happens is foster parents will bring children in, and 2 weeks later they're like, they're still lying and stealing and manipulating. That's because that served that function. That lying and stealing was the barrier between them and what their brain was perceiving as death, and they needed those. The other piece of that is that we can't just take those away from them. We've got to replace those with new skills. So if those were the things that saved them from death, we need to now give them new skills that they can go to. And so if their default is to lie and to steal, they have a neurological pathway that says you have to lie and steal, you need to lie and steal. We need to start creating new neurological pathways so that they have other options to go to.